Hey guys, welcome to our very first episode of our brand new podcast, No Rucks Given. It's a podcast that aims to highlight players' stories directly from their mouths. My name's Paul Rambampo. I'm 23 years old. I play on the wing for Exeter Chiefs, and I'm joined by my very own co-host.
Hi guys, Ross Vincent. I'm Paul's teammate who plays for the Exeter Chiefs, 23 as well, and I also play for the Italy.
Yeah, so essentially the point of this podcast is we want to highlight players' journeys directly from their mouths to encourage, to inspire, to grow the game. And yeah, it gives me great pleasure to be joined by an absolute tank, an enforcer, a man who has played over 50 times for Exeter Chiefs, 4 times for England. Yeah, brings me great pleasure to be joined by my dear friend and teammate, Mr. Ethan Roots.
Gas me up some more.
Yeah, so Ethan, thanks for coming on the pod.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. So before we dive in, just like, how you doing? Yeah,
I'm good. Prem season started.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting times around Devon, so I'm doing good.
Awesome. When we were like doing our research, making this podcast, one thing that I absolutely loved about your story is you're a bit of a late bloomer. You weren't always that guy.
Yeah.
You've had to persevere through many trials and tribulations to get to where you are today. So yeah, that's something that I'm really excited to highlight about in your story. So we'll kind of just head straight into your family and early life, if that's cool.
Yeah, sweet.
So like, tell us about where you're born, like how many siblings you have, what type of household you're raised in, what were your parents like?
I was born in Auckland in New Zealand. I have 2 older siblings, a brother and a sister,
Mm-hmm.
and my younger brother, which you all know, and mum and dad. We all were raised in the north of Auckland, so the coast, what it's called back home, and our early life, childhood was really. I hate to say this, but it was like kind of a humble household. Like, didn't have loads and stuff. Slater would absolutely love that as well. He thinks every Kiwi says that, like, so humble. But no, it was, dad was just a blue collar worker. Mum didn't have a job. We went to good schools, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So everyone knows you nowadays for like your really physical brand of rugby. Like you've always been, well, for as long as I've known you, incredibly dominant on the pitch, someone that we look to be our enforcer. As a young kid, was that always you? Have you always been that physically dominant presence that we know?
I hate to admit this, but I was a big softie back in the day.
Sorry,
that's crazy. Yeah, you can see there I was a little bit softer internally and externally there.
Yeah.
I was a big softie as a kid. Like even Jimmy and my older brother bullied me. Like it was crazy.
You got bullied by your younger brother.
Yeah, genuine. It was nuts. No, but I was a real big softie. My mum and my partner wish that I was more like that these days. But yeah, I was real soft. Like to think I was kind-hearted and stuff like that. But yeah, just real gentle, easygoing kid. Just was like almost the complete opposite to how I am on the field, I guess.
Yeah. So like, what exactly were you being bullied for then? Like what?
I was going to ask, were you at the same school as Jim?
Yeah, I was at the same school as Jim. No, at school, it kind of like towards my last years of school with the MMA stuff, it kind of petered out. Stopped getting bullied, which was great. But early on, I was just like picked on because out of shape, fat. Like I said, I was a bit of a softie. Just easy target, probably.
Yeah.
Obviously, I must have been an easy target if my little brother was bullying me at home as well.
What was Jim's composition as a younger?
Like he was
pretty similar.
I can't imagine him being skinny.
He's pretty similar to how he is now. Like he's like a bigger lad, but he was always solid. Yeah. So him and my older brother, they used to throw me around. Not like throw me around, but like they used to push me around and stuff like that in my own house. So. That was crazy. And me and my older sister, we were the middle children, and we kind of always seemed to stick together. Yeah, a bit like that because I know we're getting bullied by our own siblings.
Crazy.
But we had a good upbringing. We all 4 of our siblings are all really close. But yeah, we just had like this weird dynamic as like in our early life.
Yeah.
Whereas kind of the middle children together and the youngest and oldest pitching against us.
Damn, that's tough. And at that point, were you playing rugby as well? Were you maybe like a prop or something? Or
yeah, I played like junior rugby. I wasn't very good. Again, just like lacked aggression and desire to like hurt people, which probably sounds crazy to you guys who have only known me as an adult. But yeah, so I played like it's called juniors, J1 and stuff like that. But yeah, I was mainly just like a bench warmer or the water boy, you know.
Wow.
So yeah, it was very different to how life ended up turning up my early rugby career. And yeah, it was funny as well because Jimmy was the exact opposite. Just wanted to kill people and
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. But Mum had the best of both worlds.
You had a little stint in the centres as well, didn't you, at school?
Yeah, just second 15. I just about did every position under the sun except for wing because I just haven't got the pace. Oh, and halfback. But yeah.
We're going to touch on your school rugby a little bit
later,
so we'll get onto that.
I won't give away too much, but yeah, I had a stint in the centres, every position in the forward pack, and I think that's about it. Yeah,
okay.
Maybe a 10 as well. I could see myself.
Stop the cat. So what led to you wanting to change that narrative of being that bullied kid, that didn't have a lot of confidence?
No, that stemmed mainly from jiu-jitsu. I started doing jiu-jitsu when I fell out of, I was never really in favour in terms of rugby-wise at school and stuff like that. So I went and found a different route, something to spend my time in the summer. Absolutely fell in love with it, jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts, and damn, who is that? Fell in love with it, and I had this mentor, Lance Campbell, and he just taught me to flick a switch when I crossed the line onto the mats to compete, and that's kind of where all of that has stemmed from.
What's the time difference between that last picture of you as a kid and this picture?
I think that last picture I was about 10, and then that's me at must have been 16.
Oh, crazy!
So yeah, I my first 6 months in jiu-jitsu, like taking it seriously, lost like something like 20 kgs, and then for this fight I was 84. This is under 84 kgs, so lost a lot of weight, which always helps with the confidence and stuff like that as well, of course.
No, absolutely.
And so yeah, just mixed martial arts kind of just turned my life around for the better and gave me, this sense of self-belief and confidence that I've sort of carried on through my rugby career, post my MMA career.
So you mentioned you had a mentor at that age. Like, who was he? Like, what did he instill in you that led to a pretty drastic change?
Like I said, his name's Lance Campbell. He was just like the epitome of like a good person. Like, he was just a really, really good human being. And he's also the head black belt at our particular gym on the North Shore under Steve Oliver, who owned the collection of gyms. Lance was just like a really good guy and a really easy guy to look up to. He was an absolute saint, off the mats, a beast on them, and a really successful, savvy businessman, and just someone that he was moldy as well. He's just someone that like I could really assimilate to and want to be like and try to be like and admire.
Yeah.
So he's like a bit of a role model for me. And he just I went out and did my first competition after 3 months of training and got absolutely dished. Like, it was embarrassing, like within 30 seconds tapped and stuff like that. And he just said, he just started talking about being able to flick this switch when I step onto the mats. And slowly but surely, he taught me various ways, techniques to like lock in and do that. And once I was able to do that, I started having a bit of success in that field as well. So,
do you remember any of the tips? Like,
no. Well, at first, when I got dished up in the first 30, like the first three fights I had, I got absolutely dished up. And then about 3 months later, so 6 months-ish into taking jiu-jitsu, like seriously, he goes, like, "Eve, you're going to be up against the same sort of guys, the same group of blokes that you were up against, 3 months ago. How do you feel about that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," I was a bit nervous and stuff like that. I was like, "Well, they're going to underestimate you. You should use that to your advantage. When you step on that mat, like, take it personally."
Yeah.
And I did, and I ended up just 3 months later, dishing all 3 guys up. So,
Come on.
Yeah, come on. So now that was a good feeling. I think that just like sort of sparked something in me, like believing in what you're able to do, and then also just being able to flick that switch and knowing, because I knew that I could do it. If that makes sense.
So that underdog mentality almost.
I feel like everyone sort of thrives when you're an underdog. You got like no pressure on you. So yeah, it was easy to get out there and just, try rip someone's arm off or,
Yeah. Okay.
When you started winning more and more MMA fights, you're obviously not so much the underdog then. How would that have changed your sort of ritual, your build-up to be able to flick that switch?
Nothing really needed to change. It was like a realization that I'm trying to take, for like lack of a better like, similarly, like I'm trying to take their head off and they're trying to take my head off. So it's like, if you can't make that personal, like what can you make personal? Like it's very like gladiatorial in that sense. And I feel like rugby's the same. So it became like real easy to be able to flick that switch, because it was like, right, if I don't hurt him, he's going to hurt me. Sort of thing. And then it was also just like, when you start pouring a lot of yourself into something, it's easier to care about it and care about winning and stuff like that. And it was like, my mum was pouring lots of her time into us going to the gym. I was pouring, mornings, afternoons, lunchtimes to get good at this. Like I deserve to win, sort of thing. So it was, for me, it was just always personal, always remained personal.
So you pretty much lived at this gym, basically.
Yeah, tried to. Yeah,
Okay.
If I could have, I would have. Yeah.
And you've been pretty humble, to be fair, because in my research I found that you wanna. Really?
Ross a bit shocked by that.
Really?
No,
well, yeah. Even with the lack of humility, like you've won a lot of titles. Like more. Well, you haven't even mentioned the titles that you've won.
What was the record there, just for the?
Oh, it was
viewers. 8
different national titles, a gold, and 3 silvers at the Pan Pacific Championships.
Man, you got to stop gassing me up, bro.
Sorry.
You got to get out of the door with my inflated head. Sport is pretty simple in that sense. Like you get out, sport in general is like you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
And I was putting in the time and I was just getting the results off the back of it. It was still a fairly new game in New Zealand. It's grown a lot, MMA globally. It's grown a lot. So in this picture and like around this time, so 12 years ago now, it wasn't like the biggest sport in New Zealand or Australia. So the kind of size of the competitions weren't massive. I was still having to beat 5 or 6 guys and then go into like quarters and semis and stuff like that. But the size of the competition and probably like the skill talent of other competitors might not have been what it is today.
Okay. So slight signs of humility here, basically.
Yeah, it was an interesting one because of my size as well as a kid. Because when I started doing jiu-jitsu, I also had a growth spurt. So like I went from being like kind of short and chubby to being like the same height I am now.
Like this.
And look,
you look in better shape then than you do now, to be fair.
Oh, that's crazy. Nah, yeah. That's after a water cut. You got to understand, that's after a water cut. I've lost 10 kgs in the space of a week to make that fight weight.
Yeah, so you're winning so much, but rugby somehow sneaks its way back into your life. Like what happened there?
I was always training at the gym, obviously, and there was a girl there, another girl.
Another
there
one.
There was a girl there.
Cut that.
Can we edit that, please? No, there's a girl that was always training there, just so happened to be the coach's daughter, and we were just spending loads of time together.
Yeah.
And we were the same age, and our mums got along really well, and yeah, we just started dating, and being the coach's daughter, we kind of had to keep it under wraps. He didn't really approve of her dating anyone, and he's a pretty scary bloke. So,
was this guy also your mentor guy?
No, it wasn't the mentor.
Different
it was the gym owner, Steve.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so he didn't want her to. He didn't want anyone touching his daughter, I guess. And so we had to keep things under wraps and stuff like that. And then basically he found out that, a few years down the track that, there was funny business going on with myself and his daughter. And he didn't appreciate that. So he kicked us out both of us actually out of the gym, and said we were on a band for a while. I was just at that point I was always training, so I just wanted to jump straight into something, and the rugby season had just started, so I went down and joined the second 15 at Rosemini. And that's kind of how I got back into rugby, basically because I got kicked out.
That is a crazy story. That is a crazy story.
Yeah, so here's a picture of you playing. Was this your college or was this like a
college?
club?
This was Rosemini College.
Okay.
So Form 1 to 7, go ahead. This is in my last year, Form 7. So it's when it's like 17, 18 sort of age. Got kicked out of jiu-jitsu, dating the coach's daughter, and just fell back into rugby.
What
position is this?
Oh, yeah.
Is this
Position, I don't know. I don't know.
Like a big old centre.
Yeah.
There's no blocks in your legs.
Or I could have been playing lock or hooker or honestly, take your pick of the positions. It was that kind of like makeshift team.
I feel like at schoolboy, like most players could play any position because you all kind of like similar build.
Pretty much, like
yeah. What did it feel like going from playing as like that chubby kid to playing as, you look athletic here,
Yeah, it was good. Again, it's probably like more of a confidence thing, but I just felt like when I got back into rugby post mixed martial arts, I was just way better at it. There was like some transferable skills about like having to move bodies and stuff like that you have from jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts, but probably just more than anything, like a top 2 inches, like mindset change where like, if me and this guy were in a ring, I'd probably tap him. So why can't I run over him or run through him? You know what I mean? Like it was just like a mindset shift, and I thought, I was way better. So then almost instantly from joining this team, I went down to trial. I was like, do you think it'd be all right if I come down and trial to Hickey Rankin, who's like a really good friend now, but was the Māori teacher and coach of the Sing 15 at the time. He said, yeah, come down. And I think we're doing like the first bag drill, sort of like just up and do some hits and go back. And we do that. And then he pulls me over. He's like, how do you feel about being captain? And I was like, 5 minutes into my first training, I was like, what?
Crazy.
What do you mean?
That's nuts.
I don't even know all the rules of rugby.
Still don't.
So you just smoked some bloke.
I
want him.
Hitting bags, and he's like, okay, that guy. That's our guy.
That's crazy.
So it was a real ragtag group of players, to be fair. But it was like a real fun group of boys to be playing with.
So you played second 15 in your senior year of high school.
Yeah.
What, did you play the entire year with the seconds, or was there a point in time where you're like, maybe I'm good enough to play first? Like what happened
I always thought I was good enough to play first, whether that was arrogance or just self-belief. But no, it's a funny story actually. The coach was my economics teacher.
Okay.
And I wasn't like the greatest kid at school, so I always thought, oh man, he won't like me. He won't want me. Doesn't like me in his economics class. He's not going to like me in his rugby team. Yeah. So I thought, that's a bit far fetched. And then we got like 2 or 3 games into the season, and they were like, oh, do you want to come up and play first 15? And I was like, I'd been named captain of the second 15, and it was like the week before I'd been out like with a slight injury or something, and we lost to like the bottom of the table, and we were like easily the top of the table. Yeah. And I thought, oh man, I can't leave the boys like in the lurch. Sounds so cringe, but I was like, that they're like, they won't be able to win anything without me because we lost to Long Bay. We lost to this team Long Bay. It's just absolutely horrendous. Okay. And that sounds so arrogant that I said that, but that's how I felt at the time. I was like, I can't, as captain, after being named captain, I thought, no, this is my group of boys. Like, I want to stick with them. Let's ride it out. Let's try win the second 15.
I think it highlights more loyalty than arrogance, to be fair, because you just wanted to be around them.
The way I put it sounds crazy.
Right. Obviously, everyone knows the story of how I ended up playing for England multiple times. But at 18 years old, you're playing second 15 rugby. I think that's going to be pretty encouraging to, like, I don't know, any 18-year-old kid. I know you're also a late bloomer as well, Ross, but like, you can still make it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, never say never. I think one of the worst things you can probably do, especially if you're 18, like, you're just coming into your prime, is limit yourself.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to do.
But
I think it's actually harder going from the big shot at school to going pro, because I've
Really?
known quite a lot of like big names at school in Cape Town who like they would dominate age grade, they would dominate, you know, even first 15, and then they got so much pressure, they got so many people looking at them that they crumble under the pressure.
I actually kind of agree with that, because out of our first 15, we had like that whole team was really good. The first 15 was full of class players. I think only one of them went on to play like fully professional rugby.
Wow.
So like that's quite a low hit rate for, there was like 30 odd guys in the first 15. They were all really good players.
Crazy.
And I think the same. I think like especially at a young age, being able to deal with that in a rugby dominant country like New Zealand and same in South Africa, where there's all eyes on you. There's so much people saying, "Oh, this guy's the next big thing."
Yeah.
It's probably harder to deal with that than someone saying, "Oh, you're not gonna make it." Like who do you think you are? You're not gonna make it. It's probably easier to brush aside than it is to go, "Oh, this guy should be doing this and doing that."
I also think pressure at that age will make you lose like the love of the game.
Yeah.
Like playing second 15 rugby with your mates, like people that you actually cared about. I think that makes it 10 times more fun. So yeah, I agree with you. That's actually a really good point, Ross.
Did you end up winning that season?
No, we lost. We lost in the semi-final. In overtime. It was Northcote College scored a try in the corner, just absolute dagger. With me and all the boys were in absolute bits after. Tears on the sidelines. Oh man, it was savage.
Yeah.
Not how we wanted to end our last year, but it was like I said, it was a really good group of boys. And still mates with, you know, lots and lots of them now.
Okay.
Actually, there's like two of them from that first 15 team that actually went pro as well.
Oh really?
No way.
They went on. They were a bit younger. They played first 15 in the end, but they went pro as well. So it was actually like I said, a really good group of boys.
Nice. So yeah, so you played second 15 rugby, and I don't know, your natural thought if you're not playing ones for your school is probably not that, oh, I want to go pro in this sport. So link how like you went pro from being a second 15 rugby, like what happened in between then?
Yeah, I delusionally, because like you saw, I was pretty fat and chubby. Always thought, well, especially after the jiu-jitsu stuff, I always thought, oh man, I'm destined for professional sports. Like I can do it. So when obviously it was originally I wanted to be professional jiu-jitsu mixed martial artist, and then as soon as I dove back into rugby, I was like, right, okay, rugby, I'm going to go pro in rugby then. That was just kind of my mindset. I didn't really second guess it or like even think twice about it. I was like, okay, I'm playing rugby now. Let's go pro in rugby. And I don't know if that is delusion or like that intro that you gave me. That was my mum, like every day, just gassing me up like all the time. Like anything I said I couldn't do, my mum was like, no, stop, you can do it. Go and do it.
Well, it's not delusion if it actually happened then.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it
at the time
might have been delusion at the time.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear
but
that.
yeah, like obviously it's done now. I can claim it as not delusional.
Yeah,
I'm not crazy, but at the time, you know, and especially to lots of people outside of probably like my household, it did seem a bit nuts and did seem a bit crazy. But yeah, I always said I'm going to go pro.
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah. So, from my understanding, school's finished and academics weren't necessarily your thing. So, as you said, you were going to go pro. Where did the offers come from?
They didn't initially.
Okay, so what were you doing then?
So, and this is probably one of my biggest regrets. I dropped out of my end of year exams, just didn't take them. So pretty much just bailed on the end of school because basically my mum said, I wanted to drop out earlier, but my mum said you either go to school, but I really wanted to play rugby. But my mum said, like, if you're living under my house, you're going to school.
Yeah.
So waited for the rugby season to finish. Then I dropped out and started working for a family friend, under a family friend building.
Okay.
And yeah, just started chipping away at that. Waited for the next season of rugby to come along, which was at Bays, East Coast Bays, which is like my home regional club. Actually, a funny story about this is why I rock up. Before I rock up, me me and my mates are going up north surfing, and we're being a bit clowns on dirt road, and I take this corner trying to show off, and I flip my car into a ravine with a few of the boys in it. That not really doesn't sound funny, but it was funny. And the cop that was up there that came up to see the accident at the time ended up being my first rugby coach out of school. So
crazy.
I obviously didn't know this rocking up to training, and the only time I'd seen him, he was a constable in Auckland, and I rock up to training, and he's like, "Ethan Roots," and I was like, "Yeah. How did you know?" And he goes, "Do you remember when you crashed your car?"
Oh, damn.
And I was like, "Yes." And he was,
No
he was
way.
like, yeah, that was me. And I was like, "Oh no." I was like, "This is not a good start. I'm definitely not getting picked for the season opener." So yeah, I went and played at East Coast Bays. And
what level is that?
This is like Club B, like Nat 1 here in the UK.
Okay.
Or I don't know, like Nat 2.
That equivalent,
Nat 2,
yeah.
Nat 1. But I started out in Colts, so like under 21s side.
How old are you in this? Surely you're not.
You look like a unit in this, bro.
This is, I would have been 19, 20.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What about that? At the gym, the owner of the gym. Did you guys keep in contact with his daughter?
Oh, so at this point, me and that daughter are still together. So, he kicked us out, and then a couple weeks later, he's like, "Oh, come back." I was like one of his. This is again gonna sound so unhumble, but I was one of his like best competitors at the time. And he was like, "Oh, you need to come back. You need to get back on the mats. Otherwise, next competition, you're not gonna do well." I don't want to put all the business out there, but things were like, their relationship was real tainted from it, him and his daughters. So I was like, no, I'm not going to come back until, you guys are on good terms. And then I just fell into rugby, and then I was like, well, I'm pursuing this now. I don't really have time for jiu-jitsu. So that's kind of how that came about. But we didn't really talk much. I don't think I've actually said a word to him ever since he kicked me out of the gym, to be honest.
Wow.
Because he sent his son around to ask me to come back, and yeah, I don't know, Steve, if you're out there, I hope you're doing well, bro. But yeah, so yeah, this is me at Bays.
So at Bays, you're working construction alongside playing this level of rugby.
Yeah.
What did the days look like? Like, what was that period of time like?
When I joined up the under 21s, I was like, right, to the Constable Jared Latham, I was like, what do I got to do to make this under 20s New Zealand under 20 squad? Like that's my next goal.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, you haven't actually made the match day 23 for the East Coast Bays under 21s yet, buddy. So he's like, but he was like, oh, you need to go to the gym. You need to you need to work on your body composition if you want to play that high level of rugby. So I would head to the gym in the morning. So I get up like, this is just rough, like 4:30, 4:45. I'd head to the gym for an hour or so, not knowing what the hell I'm doing because I didn't have a PT. But I'd just like search up workouts on the internet and stuff like that, and go do that rugby workouts on the internet and go do those in the morning. And then I'd go work, leave the gym at around like 6:30, get to site for 7. I was obviously when you start construction, you start at the bottom. So I'd grab my broom, I'd sweep up, clean up, get everything ready for the big dogs to come in, and then spend 10 or 12 hours on site, and then head straight to rugby training in the afternoon. Rugby training for an hour or so, couple hours, and then head home, quick meal, bed, do it all again the next day. So I was doing that for like 4 days a week.
Okay.
And then obviously rest on a Friday, and then fly into a game Saturday, start all over again,
And this season of your life, like how long did that last?
So that lasted, I got my first proper professional contract at 21.
Okay.
21. Yeah, 21. So it's not fully professional, sorry, semi-professional with North Harbour. And just prior to actually like playing for North Harbour, they gave me an academy contract, which was good, was like great for me. it meant that those 4:30 in the morning, those 5 a.m. sessions were actually run by a trainer, Alex King, who was, one of the guys that helped me really kickstart my career.
And is North Harbour, is that like champ? Like, what's that level?
Yeah, it's like champ.
Okay.
It's like, it's called the NPC, the National Provincial Cup, back in New Zealand. It's pretty much champ. Yeah, I think there's 12 or 14 teams. No, 12 or 14 teams, and it's exactly like you say, it's champ. It's a bit of a mixture of like your actual Super Rugby pros with your club guys and everything in between, really.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a real fun season. It's short, sharp. It's like a 10-game sprint. It's great. It's a great level of rugby to start off in.
And this is your first like taste of like professional rugby. So like, was the competition hard? Did you have to like, I don't know, rise to that? Like what was that like?
Initially at Harbour, I was in the academy and then I got kicked out.
Why?
I wasn't dating the coach's daughter this time.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, lesson learned there. But I got kicked out. They just picked someone else over me. And that just like set off a fire in my belly, really, like really made me determined. I was like, I'm going to go take that jersey.
I want to delve into that moment a little bit more. Because, so when you got kicked out, it happened at the end of the season, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it happened after a final.
Yeah. I thought it was the weirdest way. So, in fairness to my coach, I don't think we were playing the regional final, like the club cup final. And I don't think he wanted to like cloud my head or whatever. So he didn't tell me before the match that North Harbour were going in a different direction with another player. He just kept it, I think he knew at the start of the week, but he just kept it to himself. And then we lose this final. We were winning just ahead at halftime, come out, scored early in the second half, and then their back three just put on a masterclass and just tore us apart. We ended up losing by, I think, 8 points or something like that. And I'm in the sheds afterwards. I'm an emotional wreck. Just lost the final, and he just comes up to me, pats me on the shoulder. He's like, "Just to let you know, Harbour's not taking you this year as well." And I was just like,
adding salt to the wounds.
My toys out the cot, bro. I was like, why the fuck would you tell me that right now, bro? What was wrong with you? That's crazy.
I couldn't think of a worse way.
Oh
to have
my
that
god!
done.
I was so distraught. Yeah. And then to top it off, I go out, start my Nissan Navara, like 97 Nissan Navara, and I get to the corner of the round, like all the boys jump in and get to the corner of the roundabout, and it's out of gas. I'm like, oh my god, this day, bro. When can this day end?
That's tough.
No, so we roll it down to the gas station and get some gas. And then we have a great night, of course, because it's the end of season.
Win or lose.
Whatever, win or lose on the booze.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like I said, it was just a crazy way for me to find out a highly emotional player. I just didn't take that news well.
Yeah.
I sort of then like lost the plot. We came over, me and a good group of mates from the East Coast Base team. We had like a New Year's trip over here to see a friend. In the UK, and then I packed on the way, and then I got back, and I was like, "Nah, this has got to change. I want that jersey. I'm taking it this year." And like I said earlier, Alex King, he started looking after me, and he pretty much just started running me every morning.
Okay.
So I was like in Fat Club.
But you're not technically part of the squad, but he's just like...
No, I'm not. I wasn't really part of the squad. Oh, sorry. A little bit before this, I started doing it myself. Like I just like either bike or a treadmill run in the morning, go to work. So I was like crazy overweight. And then I would go to work, come back, train in the afternoons again. And then Alex King, they put me into the academy again, gave me another shot in the academy. And he just started running me ragged. I'd get there half an hour earlier, run like say maybe 10 Bronco reps, like broken Bronco reps. And then he'd be like, "Okay, you can get into your gym now." Or we'd go up to Millennium Institute of Sport. We'd go upstairs and he'd jump on the row and we'd do what he calls golf, like just fitness every morning, and then into weights, then into work. then into training in the afternoon.
Work being construction still.
Yeah, work still construction.
Like physical labor.
Physical labor all day, and then back into academy training in the afternoons on a Monday and a Wednesday, and club training on a Tuesday and Thursday. So it was pretty full on, but kind of like I said before, you get in what you get out of sport, what you put in. I was putting in the work, and was lucky enough to pick up a jersey that year, as you can see there.
So when shit went wrong, was there ever like a thought in your head that it's not even worth it? Like, I'm going to quit? Or were you always built like that where you're like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take his shirt?
Yeah, I always just thought, okay, they picked him. It always just ignited some like a fire in the belly. Like I always just thought, fuck that. I deserve that. I'm going to go get it. That was kind of like the mindset the whole time. And that's kind of like something that's, again, probably like started with jiu-jitsu, like got battered 3 months later, come back and do the battering. Like, it was just something that I just learned, like, don't take a backward step. Like I said, don't limit yourself. And why can't I do it? Like, I've seen these other guys do it. Why can't I do it?
That's impressive. Anything you want to say, Ross? Any questions that you had about that period of time?
That's inspirational. That
it is.
It is inspirational.
Yeah.
Just taking it personally.
Yeah.
And that's something that we can, like, even me and you can learn from.
Yeah.
Just taking things personally when you got someone opposite you or someone who's getting picked ahead of you.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Why not me? Why can't I be that player?
Too right.
I can't see you guys are physical freaks. I cannot see someone getting selected ahead of you guys.
Yeah, but we've had that moment in our careers too.
Yeah, everyone's
we'll say for our own podcast. Of course.
Yeah. Everyone's had that. Everyone has had those moments, to be fair. Yeah,
but it's crazy. I feel like everyone's had those moments, but the people who maybe carried on and made their way into professional rugby are the ones who, had your mindset of, fuck this. This is my shirt. I'm going to take it back.
It's always going to be a catalyst for good or for bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Either way.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just all depends on the person, I suppose, the individual.
True. So you go back, you get reselected for North Harbour. How did that season go? What happened?
That whole year was crazy. It was a great year of my life. We that season we went on. I didn't play the final, but we as a club we won it. I got injured in the semi, and I just found after the semi-final, I found out that I was going to be with Harbour, the men's team. And they were like, "Look, you can't risk your ankle. We need all our squad. They didn't have the funds to have like a big squad, so like we need all of our players." A guy who's a good mate of mine now, Jackson Searle, steps in, has an unbelievable game. We win the trophy, and then that next week, I link up with the men's team, being a full part of that team for the first time.
Crazy.
It was an amazing feeling, obviously coming off the back of that win, and then coming into this team. It felt like a lot of accomplishment, and then we have like a short preseason with that season, with the NPC season. There's a short preseason, and then it comes into games pretty hot and thick. And I just remember sitting there on a Monday, they're announcing the team, and I was starting 6, and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" I couldn't believe it. It was against Auckland as well, which is like a big derby match for us, derby match for us. It just felt like, wow, this is all just too good to be true. I'm like living in this dreamland. And then 4 weeks after that, sitting in an airport on our way down to Tasman to play the Tasman Markers, who were like the top of the league at the time. And I get a call from Scott Robinson, who's obviously All Blacks head coach now, but was the head coach of the Crusaders. And he was like, "Hey, mate, what do you think about coming down to the Crusaders?" And I was like,
"What is that trim, bro?"
Oh, bro,
what have they done to your hairline?
Bro, this might have been a COVID job,
That's crazy, bro.
It definitely wasn't. I don't know what I was thinking.
It's a cool jersey. You still got those jerseys?
Yeah, Mum's kept every jersey
I really
had. Yeah. Man, I look crazy in that. What am I up to?
I feel like you've escaped a mental health.
Yeah. So he gives me a call, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to come down to Crusaders?" I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to." But at the same time, there was a few of the Super Rugby teams after me. So like Chiefs were keen, Highlanders were looking at me, and Plumtree from Canes were looking at me as well. So I was like, "Wow, this is crazy! like
in the space of how many games in that North Harbour season?
Five games, so like just over a month. But keep in mind, would have been about 8 weeks before that. So 2 months before that, I didn't even have a semi-pro contract. I didn't have anything. I was just playing club rugby for East Coast Bay. So like, it was just like I was on this rocket and we were just off to the moon. It was crazy. It was such a whirlwind. And there I was. I had Sean Stevenson trying to convince me to come to the Chiefs, and Brent Hall trying to convince me to come to the Crusaders. He was like,
what made you pick the Crusaders in the end?
Brent Hall's great he's a very persuasive man. But also just the appeal of the Crusaders. It's a club with great lineage, huge success, and almost known as like an international factory.
Yeah, true.
Everyone that, like, not everyone, but lots of players that go through Crusaders become All Blacks.
Yeah.
So, international rugby being the end goal in mind, that was my thought process. I was like, come on, put me in the factory, churn me out.
So even as you're like going through the different like levels of rugby, still international rugby's at the back of your head. Like, thinking, 100%. I want to achieve that.
Like,
you're just scraping into teams.
I had my summit, and I knew all the bases I had to get to, on the way up the mountain. But the mountain was international rugby.
Crazy.
That's where I wanted to get to, and so that always was just always in the back of my mind. Everywhere I've gone, So I picked the Crusaders, and it was crazy. I love my time down at Crusaders. I probably didn't play as much as I thought I deserved or would have liked to.
Yeah.
But in terms of like stuff that I learned there, and looking back at it, I learned so much. Like at the time, I probably didn't realize how much I was learning.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, I'm like, damn, like
you're sharing a locker room with the likes of like Sevu Reece, Scott Barrett, Richie Mwanga.
That's what I mean. Like,
so
I'm just seeing the ultimate professionals day in, day out. And it wasn't like there was just one or two of them dotted around the room.
Yeah.
There was like 15, 16, 17 of them. I remember our first team meeting when the All Blacks came in. I remember it like it was yesterday, because these numbers were just crazy to me. It was like they're like rattling off Sam Whitelock's caps. They were rattling off the points Richie Mwanga had scored in the All Blacks campaign that had just gone, and then it was like Sevu Reece. He's like 12 games and 15 tries, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, what am I doing in this room? It's nuts. Yeah. Like,
was that a bit of imposter syndrome? Like, what was it like?
I think imposter syndrome is something that I've struggled with a lot. Like, although I've always thought like, I can do this and stuff like that. It's hard to come to grips with being in rooms with like highly successful people like that. Like, you do naturally. I think naturally you feel that. As I think, like, it can have a bigger effect on you depending on who you are, again, as an individual. But I definitely felt a lot of imposter syndrome. Like, you look at that picture, all the great rugby players in that picture.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that, I changed a room with them.
And it was you were there this season, right?
Yeah, I was there, dotted in the background somewhere.
Yeah.
In this, but yeah, this was my first fully professional season of rugby. I flattered with Lester Whanganuku, who's in the middle there, who has just gone back home to New Zealand. But he was over in France, got to catch up with him and stuff like that. So you make lifelong friends like in every team that you're in. Lester's definitely one of those for me. Tamaiti Williams, who's a regular starter now for the All Blacks. Ethan Blackadder, one of the best blokes I've ever met in rugby. But yeah, like I said, there's a full squad. So there's 16, 17 All Blacks in the team. Everyone else just starts emulating that sort of behavior as well. So,
sorry. Just going back to how you're saying those the ultimate professionals. Is it true that the Kiwis would go out on the piss quite a lot, like even midweek, or is that just is that a bit?
It depends on the competition. To be fair, after games, like Razor was really good at this. He would always say like, oh boys, tonight's hybrid. So like, if you don't want to drink, you don't have to drink, but you can drink if you want to drink. Like,
yeah.
Was that a bit of a like you're drinking, but they don't want to tell you to drink?
Nah, it wasn't. It was genuine. Like, there's no pressure, but boys, we want you to have a bit of fun. But the rule in New Zealand was always like piss up, front up. So like, piss up. You piss up, you got to front up the next day. You know what I mean? Which is something I use in my household now with the kids. But
hopefully not with alcohol, obviously. Hopefully not with alcohol.
No. You piss up the night before, you got to get up at 6 a.m. with the kids as well. But that was probably a little bit less Super Rugby, but more NPC. NPC was crazy. So you have like toxic Tuesdays. You train Monday, Tuesday. Have like
Wednesday off.
Wednesday off. You'd have like a wine night or something. You could be at Chapel Bar and Bistro in the middle of town at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and then head home because you got Wednesday off. So
and then play on the Saturday.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was just that type of rugby. Like I said, it was like a short sprint season, and that's why it was such a fun season.
Yeah,
that sort of stuff was happening. That happened a lot less in, like I said, in Super Rugby.
Okay.
It was a lot more professional in Super Rugby. But NPC, boys let their hair down and had a good time.
Going back to the imposter syndrome part, I think it's really, well, for me, it's actually really funny hearing you describe it, because a year and a half ago, I joined Chiefs and I was feeling the exact same way that you were feeling about your teammates. Like, I was looking to you, who I think you were just breaking into that England fold. We had Slady, we had Manny, we had Johnny Gray as well. It was intense. Like, I felt equally nervous. And I think something that I struggled with was like expressing myself in a locker room where, you know, there are these really established big characters. Like, were you able to express yourself straight from the off, or like, how did that come?
I think Crusaders was really good with that. Is like, from day one, they wanted you to be you as an individual, as authentic as you could be, because if you weren't authentically yourself, who knows, like, they didn't know who you were, how you'd fit into the team. So they were big on that. But I get what you're saying about it can be really intimidating to actually be yourself, because, man, what if they don't like you?
Yeah, exactly.
I had a few run-ins. Like, I had a run-in with Sam Whitelock, which to this day I still think is crazy. But like, he pretty much told me, like, he pretty much pulled me out of a mall, threw me on the ground, and was like, sort yourself out. And like, to me, like, I was just being myself. Like, I just was trying to just be abrasive, show a bit of desperation, try to get that jersey.
Yeah.
And he just I think he took it the wrong way, or maybe I took what he said the wrong way.
And it went full on like fist fight, or like?
No, nothing crazy like that. Nothing crazy like that. But just like a little bit of a tussle, and like it was just small things like that. Like, just that again, just like fed into that imposter syndrome. Like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be here, sort of thing.
Yeah, I hear that. Why didn't you just push through? You stayed abrasive, or did you change? Did you switch up?
I kept being a
yeah. So in that season, you play one game.
Yeah, I played 4 minutes off the bench against the Highlanders. I don't actually blame anyone else but myself for that. I thought I had a good preseason. We had a preseason match. I thought it came on. I thought we played 40 minutes each. I thought there's two teams. I thought, I was authentically myself in that game. I was abrasive. I was tough. I was physical. And then from there, I just got no love. Or it felt like I got given the cold shoulder and sort of just pushed to the side. And then COVID hits that year, and the whole world was shaken up. Everything looks like so different. New Zealand goes into full lockdown. You're not even allowed to sort of leave your house, go outside for a walk and stuff like that. And that was probably one of the toughest times of my life, because I was stuck down in Christchurch, and my nan was slowly passing away with cancer. And she actually did pass away, and I just didn't have like space or room to grieve it, and I didn't have the loved ones around me to grieve it as well.
Yeah.
And the only sort of solace I found was like probably going back to like how I was as a kid, was like I started eating and just sitting around playing video games with the boys, when really I needed to be out training and stuff like that. But mentally I wasn't like that out and out professional yet.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the toughest times of my life. Like, I really, really struggled not being able to be, with my mum in particular, whose mum it was that passed away, and being able to grieve her passing with with the rest of my family. They were all up in Auckland together, and
Yeah.
I sort of felt like I was on an island by myself in the middle of Christchurch with no one around, and bit heavy that, but
No.
it was real heavy, and I really struggled. And so then when we came back into training and stuff, I'd done a little bit of training, but not enough, and I ran a bad Bronco time, and rubbed the coaches the wrong way, that I'd let myself go over that period.
Yeah.
But being sort of a stubborn man, I just told everyone that I was okay. We had like people that like a mental health person in the club. I told them I was fine, and I just tried to push on, not tell anyone and stuff like that. But yeah, I was really battling with it, and that's kind of what led to me not getting as much game time as I think, because I think I deserved, because I was just wasn't physically there. I wasn't physically fit enough to play Super Rugby, because there was this 6-week period where I just completely let myself go. It was a tough year for me, and I was still going to training and try to put on a brave face and stuff like that. But yeah, I was really battling with the whole thing of not being able to get that sort of closure, and I didn't get that closure until post-season as well. So yeah, it was real tough for me.
Looking back, do you wish you'd spoken out to that person?
Yeah,
mental health
I wish I'd done so many things different that year. There's also the year my first son Noah was born as well, and just didn't handle that well as well. It's like it's like another thing that was just on top of that. I was 21, turning 22 at the time, and accumulation of all these like things that when the rocket was like this, and then all of a sudden it was just crashing and burning. For me, that's how it was in my head anyway. Like everything was going wrong, and I probably should have seen Nora as a light at the end of the tunnel, but I didn't, and it just compounded. And I wish I had talked. I didn't talk to anyone about any of this really. I didn't even talk to I might have. Jimmy's someone I've always been able to confide in, so I probably talked to him about it, but I didn't talk to anyone else. Didn't tell my mum that I was struggling. Didn't tell Tess, my partner at the time, that I was struggling. I just tried to bottle it up and push on, and it's probably the worst thing I could have done for myself. Obviously nowadays there's a lot more awareness of like, you should talk about it and stuff like that, but it's so hard as a man and trying to be the player you are, like I like to be, to talk about it and confide in people in that sort of space.
Thank you for sharing that with us, bro.
Thank you, bro.
It's not an easy thing to share.
How do you dig yourself out of those depths? I think something a lot of fans don't understand, that we have lives outside of the pitch. And there are times where you're playing matches and there's stuff going on back home, or there's stuff going on just in general in your personal life that you're playing through or you're training through. How do you dig yourself out of that, knowing there's all these external influences that you're trying to, keep balanced and trying to keep that smiley face and trying to be that abrasive player? How do you do that?
Well, the season finishes up at Crusaders and I get to go back up to Auckland. Literally the day before preseason testing, my son's born. So I'm there for the birth. I hold him, I go home, I pack my bag, I get on a flight, I land in Auckland, and I head straight to the training paddock with Harbour. And that straight away just felt like a fresh start for me. I was like, okay, I can put away what happened at the Crusaders. I can put all that. That's behind me now. I got this Mitre 10 Cup season to look forward to, and to pour myself into, and that's basically what I did. We had a funeral for my nan. I got to have that closure basically with my family and everyone there, and I got to have that closure with my nan sort of side of things. And then this new season with North Harbour was picking up, like everything was starting to fall back into rhythm the way it was before. The rocket was crashing and burning. Now it's sort of
taking off again.
It's got a bit of stability, and it's sort of so then I just set myself, you just start setting targets for that season. I sort of became, I got to captain one of our first games, so I was just getting different purposes. Just like I said, I just had my son born, so
Yeah.
I want to make him proud.
Mhm.
I want to leave this legacy behind for him. So I start, you got all these different whys of why you need to get back on the right track, and so that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
I played that season with North Harbour, and no Super Rugby team wants to touch me. Get offered a couple like summer training gigs, nothing substantial. Those are only like 2 or 3 months. And I sort of just think, man, I've got a kid to provide for now. Like, I can't do 2 or 3 months training and miss out on an opportunity where I can make a living and hopefully, create a bit of wealth for my kids as well. So there was originally a gig in Japan I was supposed to go to. Again, COVID made that really difficult. So then I end up at Ospreys on a 3-month training gig.
Yeah.
And then being over here, and in Wales, it felt like a proper fresh start for me. I didn't have any overhang of all the, like, in my head, nastiness that had happened in New Zealand. So all that was gone. I have a fresh start. I come over here towards the tail end of COVID for the Rainbow Cup with the Ospreys and get a fresh start. So yeah, again, the Rockets, it's starting to head back in the right direction.
Yeah. Cool. So you joined Ospreys in 2021. You're there for how long?
I did like a short 4-month stint, and then 2 full seasons.
Okay.
Contracted there. Yeah.
Actually, I want to go back a little bit because there's a particular point. Sorry. So you've played for a Super Rugby team, and then you go back down to North Harbour, which is like the champ level team.
Yeah.
And you've got all these emotional stuff going on back home, this deep personal grief. But then you've also got that feeling of like, oh, my life's going backwards in terms of your progress. You're regressing rugby wise. Like that must also hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said,
on top of
that year was just crazy for me because it was like the highest of highs at the start and the lowest of lows, because all these things, like in my perception, everything was just going backwards for me. Like everything was going wrong, and I couldn't get myself going back in the right direction again. And I felt like I tried my hardest in the NPC season to pick up a contract. None of the Super Rugby teams wanted me. I topped a few stats that year, and I was like, man, why does no one want me, man? Like
another one of those setbacks similar to what you had early on in your career, where you're like, "What? I deserve this opportunity that I'm not being given."
In my head, I was like, man, I deserve to be in a Super Rugby team. I'm good enough to be in a Super Rugby team. I can't believe no one wants me. Like, it's crazy. It was crazy to me.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know, is that delusion as well? Like, that was my perception of things. Maybe someone else looking on the outside was like, yeah, but he wasn't good enough. I don't know. But for me, I was like, man, this is crazy. I absolutely should be in one of these teams. Like, I was seeing some of the guys picked ahead of me, and I was like, it's crazy. Like, I remember the Blues offered me a training contract. I went and did a couple weeks. I did a week there. And then they were like, no, we don't want you. We're going to go this way. And I was like, what? It was like a completely different player to me as well. I was like a completely different style. I was like, why was I even in there on trial for a week? Like, this dude's nothing like me. Like, what are you seeing in him that you didn't want me, or why did you want me instead of him? Like, originally, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just a whole bunch of stuff. And so like I said, the fresh start was
what you needed.
Yeah, a fresh start. Moving to Ospreys was exactly what I felt I needed.
Yeah. So in spite of the adversity again, your mindset then is still, screw you, I deserve the opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. And it was like that. It was like, it was personal. It was like, man, okay, I'm going to go, I need to go over here and prove a point. Like, you guys missed out.
Yeah.
This is your, like, someone else's trash is another man's treasure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was kind of my mindset about it.
So Ospreys comes about then. And you have this mindset of someone else's trash is another man's treasure. I need to prove myself again. How does that mindset lead you through that season?
It was like a 3-month. It was like a real short little stint there originally. I just played 2 games and I just went balls out. I just threw the kitchen sink at it, and the head coach, Toby Booth, at the time, who's with Quins now, he goes, "Oh, do you want to extend?" And I was like, yeah, I'd love to. I originally was there as injury cover for Dan Lydiot, because Toby thought I was a similar player to him, which is a huge compliment in itself. And then, I get a 2-year contract extension, and then probably again dealing with a little bit of imposter syndrome. I was in the changing room with like 12 Welsh internationals, like unbelievable professionals again.
Yeah.
Alan Jones, Justin Tipperick, George North, Alex Cuthbert has been down here.
Yeah.
Like just surrounded by guys that are out and out professionals. And that was just the start of something good. As again, like the rocket was back on its way up.
Okay.
And it continued going up, didn't it?
Yeah. Obviously continued going up, and then you play Ospreys. That goes successfully for you. Give us a few details about, those, was it 2 seasons that you spent there?
Yeah, I spent 2 seasons there. I think I played like 37 or 38 odd games.
It was 38.
38. Played 37, 38 games for them. I loved it. I thought I learned a lot about myself and how I could fit into a slightly different rugby structure, where here in the UK, where it's a little bit more territory based, the set piece is completely different to New Zealand. So I felt like I grew loads in that. I got to rub shoulders with, like I said, Alan Jones, Brad Davies, who was another international that helped me a lot, Justin Tipperick, who helped develop me as a back rower.
Yeah.
You're just sitting in a room full of guys that are really good. You get chatting to them, and you start, Dan Lydiot, you start learning bits and bobs off them, and stuff you can take through your career. So I played 38 games for them, and I feel like at the end of that, I was a completely different person, and different player. My whole life had sort of changed. The kids and Tessa had come over and joined me partway through that stint.
Okay.
We're battling with that, so it was like 6 months on, 6 months off. So
Damn.
There was just so much reasons why I should be playing well, and not a lot of reasons why I shouldn't be.
So that trajectory is going up and up and up. May not have been as meteoric as everything that led to the Crusaders, but now we're coming to like a mega boost in your career, which is when you came here, when you came down to Southwest, when you became an Exeter Chiefs player. So that was 2023, 2024.
Yeah.
Right. Which is crazy because I joined the Christmas of that year, and I didn't realize that you literally just joined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was at Ospreys, and funnily enough, there was a bunch of boys that had just been at Chiefs, and we're at the Ospreys then, and I got this call from my agent, who's like, Exeter kind of looking at you, what are your thoughts? And I don't know, I talked to some of the boys, and they're like, you're going to love it. Like,
who was at Osprey?
Alex Cuthbert, Tom Francis, Alvis Tyone. They were all there, and they were like, mate, you have to go. You were going to love it down there. And Ospreys, they were like, no, we're not going to re-sign you.
Okay.
We don't want you. So it was like a little bit of fear as well. Like, I didn't have a job they told me like early on in November, Toby actually told me like before one of our European games, he was like, oh, we're not going to re-sign you. I was like, okay, sweet. So then we go out and play Montpellier, and we beat them. It was nuts. It was like, timing of coaches is crazy.
Yeah.
We have this. There's like this 3 or 4 month block there where I've got Tess. We're living in this 2-bedroom flat in Cardiff. We got Noah, and she's heavily pregnant with the second one. I'm like, damn, I'm about to be out of a job, dead ass broke.
Yeah.
And with 2 kids, and I was like, so I was panicking. I was like, I've got to start playing some good rugby. So then I get a call from agents like, Exeter are looking at you, and then they weren't. Then we play this European game against Saracens, and I have a really good game. And then they were like, okay, Rob wants to meet you on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day off it was. And I was like, yep, I'm down there. So I drove down, had a meeting, and then literally within a week I was signed, and it was like the biggest relief. I remember I was sitting at the dinner table had the phone call and literally was in tears of it was like tears of joy. Like, thank God, Exeter saved my. I can put food on the table for the next 2 years, guaranteed. Fantastic.
Did Rob ask you like the question that he asks a lot of players when he has his first meeting with them before they join?
Go on, tell me what question.
Do you enjoy the social side of rugby?
It's like, he goes, do you like beers? And I was like, no, not really a beer drinker. And he's like, he like butts in. He's like, okay. And I was like, but I love a rum and coke. And I was like, sweet. Okay.
You just saved yourself. Just saved your career.
We can work with that. I was like, okay, cool.
What did you say? What did you say when he asked you?
I wasn't as rated as him. So I who did I speak to? I think it might have been Ali Heifer. He didn't ask me that question. So, yeah. But everyone seems to have been asked that question.
No, I didn't get that question either.
Did you?
No, I never really had a...
To be fair, both of you sucked on the per se.
What?
Kenyan?
So boring.
What? I was just out of you last week. We had a great time. You just weren't there.
With you two.
Where were we last week? Oh, last Saturday.
Yeah.
So boring, you can't even remember it.
That's probably a good thing that you can't remember it. We were locked in that night.
That's funny actually. It's funny hearing all the boys' stories about like getting that chat with Rob about do you like beer?
Yeah.
And everyone's like panics like, oh my God, what do I say?
Yeah, is it a trick question?
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely like Chiefs does have that like reputation amongst other clubs for like enjoying ourselves.
Hard,
which is pretty fun to be a part of. So okay, 23-24 season. Did you expect it to go as well as it did?
No, I obviously didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But in my delusional grandeur, I thought I'm coming to England. I'm English qualified. My dad is a proud Brit. I can get the jersey if I own it. So that was the mindset coming in. I still had that same mindset that I can earn this jersey. So yeah, I just went flat out as hard as I could in preseason. Had a really good preseason. And yeah, got to I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Again, it was like the rocket ship just took off again.
Yeah.
Got like some Vin Diesel NOS, and it was just off again. The season was unbelievable. All the boys that had just left here, I think everyone underestimated this team again. And we just went out there and we just grafted and we came away with some unbelievable wins. It's definitely up there with my, if not the like funnest and best professional year of my rugby career so to date.
Any particular games you want to talk about?
My first game against Saracens, like first league game against Saracens, that was crazy because I also dotted down, which I think like up until then I had done maybe like 4 times in my professional career. Like it was
not quite a Ross Vincent back row.
No, not the Ross Vincent back row. So I dotted down in that game and we absolutely battered them like record
65-10, wasn't it?
Crazy.
Record setting score. So that was crazy. Going out to France and winning, that was big as well.
Toulon.
Yeah. I just joined the club then.
Yeah. That was
a crazy game.
That was unbelievable as well. And
Slady slotting the winning kick.
Yeah, there was loads of that year. Slady's boot was unbelievable.
Gloucester as well.
Gloucester win. There were so many games. Like
Sale at home. Were you playing Sale at home or were you injured?
Yeah, I played Sale at home. Oh my God, we put a hurting on them. That was fantastic as well. Like,
did you play every game that season?
Hey?
Did you play every game that season? You weren't out with an injury, were you?
You played 15. That helps you. That's not every game, but
no, that's not every game.
Yeah,
that's 15 league games and.
Oh, did you? Oh, does that not include cup then?
That doesn't include cup. Yeah.
Okay.
I did miss a few. I think I missed like the Munster game and a couple of league games, and then with the Six Nations, you miss a couple as well.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, but like I said, it was just a crazy season. We were having a great time. Everything just gelled. Like we went hard in preseason. Everything just gelled from the get go. It was crazy.
Well, the vibe was you guys felt disrespected by the way that everyone viewed you guys.
Yeah,
like, that's what I felt coming in. I was like, oh, these guys have something to prove here.
Yeah,
like,
there's like a chip on your shoulders. Like I said, it's personal again. It's easy to get up for that, isn't it?
Was that your first season as well? Or?
Yeah, first season.
Oh, was it your first season as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had been there for a year. Right?
I'd been while I was at the uni for that year.
Oh, okay.
And then I played one of the Prem Cup games just because they pulled some of the uni guys in, and then played the rest of uni, and then I got injured that year. So I basically started when you started.
Yeah. Also that year, the chicken coop. Oh my God.
Full.
Unbelievable.
Were you in the coop?
I was in the coop, bro.
What?
I was the oldest person in the coop.
Yeah, I was going to say, everyone's like
oldest person in the coop
early
ever.
20s.
But yeah, we had Danny Southworth, James Kenny, Joe Snow, Dan Frost, all just pitched in a corner, and it was just the funniest year of my life. Like those boys are just hilarious.
For people that don't know, the chicken coop is a particular area of our changing room where the more junior players sit.
Yeah.
So I think
more junior players than me.
Yeah, and there's old dude. Yeah, we've all kind of had our time there. Yeah, okay, so 23-24, great year. You killed it. You play for England. We'll come back to that in a second. But before we go into your England stuff, 24-25 was a slightly different season. You know,
ever so slightly different.
Ever so slightly. Maybe slightly less wins.
Yeah, that rockets crashing and burning.
Yeah.
Not just my rocket as well, as everyone's rocket was crashing and burning.
A time that kind of haunts all of us, really, you know, pretty dark.
It was a come up for you, though. You had an unbelievable season.
Yeah.
Breakout season.
Yeah, true. That was my first season.
It's unfortunate that it was like a bad year for the club.
We lost so much, yeah.
You were class.
Yeah. So. No, thank you. I appreciate that. But still, like, losing did suck. And, well, at that point, you kind of established yourself like as a bit of a leader, in my eyes anyway, on the pitch, physicality-wise, you know, the usual, everything that you've brought throughout your career. How did you keep bringing that when we were taking L after L? And it wasn't just big L's, like, you know, Toulouse, Bordeaux, some really big losses. Stories. Yeah.
At the time, I thought I was bringing it by bringing physicality and trying hard and just emptying out every game. But looking back on it, I think I was probably a catalyst for a lot of those losses. Like you said, I think I saw myself as a leader last year as well, and I think I let the team down because I gave away so many penalties. I must have won the league. I must have won.
You're being harsh on yourself right now.
I must have won it by a mile, bro. On pens, and I just thought I let everyone down and that sort of thing. So it was a hard year to take. At the time, I thought my heart was in the right place, but the accuracy wasn't there. And so that was something that, you know, everything can be, you know, it can be a loss or it can be a learning curve.
Yeah.
And I think last year for me was a massive learning curve because I sit back, haven't made any international honours, you know, off the back of last year. And I just look back at that and I'm like, X, Y, and Z, that's why. So you're able to learn and sort of change how you want to be perceived this year now, or what you want to deliver to the team this year now. So I feel like I'm a bit better rounded player this year, even though I haven't actually played a league game yet.
Yeah, okay.
This year now than I was last year.
Yeah.
So I think it was a great year of learning. And also the other positive, not necessarily for me, but for the club as a whole, is that lots of young players got experience, which is really important.
Yeah, true.
Like yourself, you got to break through.
Yeah.
There was lots of the young uni guys got to play. Like it was really good in that sense that boys got a crack. So there's positives to take out of it, but damn, they're hard to find.
Yeah, true. Well, I'd hope you consider this a positive, but your brother, a man that we've mentioned a couple of times in this episode, Jimmy, joins.
Jimbo.
Love him. Yeah. What was that like for you? Did that bring positivity?
Yeah.
Did that bring a feel of home?
That was real special. We hadn't played together since North Harbour, probably about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years before, you know, like this photo was taken. So it was real special to have him around, you know, for myself, but for the family as well.
Yeah.
My kids love him. Uncle Shimmy, they call him. Yeah, so it was real special. It was special for our whole family. Like Mum, when she found out he was coming down, was in tears as well.
Wow.
Like she loves us being together and loves us being able to share the pitch together. It's real special for her. It's real special for us, and it's a real nice privilege to be able to have your brother by your side.
Yeah,
especially when you're going to war on the weekends, you know.
And he plays that same way. Physical, abrasive.
It's a trait. He's got about 10 more kgs to throw around as well, so he does some damage. But
Jimmy Chop.
It's a roots trait.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. It's not a bad thing to be known for in the sport.
Yeah. And in the locker room, he's been an absolute like force of nature as well. Like
Yeah.
I don't think there's a person that's made me laugh like consistently like that guy does.
He's always naturally had that. So annoying.
Yeah. So he got the humor and
yeah, he got the humor and I got the good looks.
That humility coming back in again, crazy.
But no, he's always had that. I honestly, I have no idea. Like, he's always just been able to capture a room straight away.
Yeah,
it's such an annoying trait. He's just naturally.
He's very good at it, isn't he? He's very good at it.
Okay, so we're running out of time, and something that I really want to focus on is the England and the Six Nations campaign in that 23-24 season. So, yeah, how did you figure out that you're on Steve Borthwick's radar?
It was a day off, and I was in getting some treatment, and I get a call from a random phone number. I was like, oh, that's weird. Didn't answer it. Never answer random numbers. Collected or something. So I don't answer, and then he sends me a text. He's like, "Hey Ethan, it's Steve. Just wanted to have a chat with you." I was like, "I don't know any Steves." I was like, "This is weird." I call him back anyway, and he's like, "Hey Ethan, it's Steve Borthwick. You know, how would you feel about representing England?" And this is just the first phone call with him, and I was like, "Mate, I would love to. It'd mean everything to me. It'd mean everything to my family." And that was pretty much it. That was the phone call done. He was like, "Okay, cool. Well, keep playing well, and we'll see what happens."
Okay. No promises there.
Yeah, no promises. No nothing there. End of the phone call, and so you know, a few games go by and stuff like that, and the squad's coming up to be announced, and I think he announced me in like a press conference or something. Mm-hmm. And so then my phone's going crazy. Erin, our media chick's like, "Oh, can I pass your number on to this guy and that guy? Like, they want to talk to you and stuff like that." Mm-hmm. Everyone's asking, what did it feel like to be name dropped? And I was like, I don't know. Does it mean anything? Like, am I in the team? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you don't want to get your hopes up.
Yeah, he hasn't. I don't want to get my hopes up. He hasn't actually said I'm in the team. And then the phone, I'm sitting around in the house, bathing the boys actually, and the phone call comes in. And just go into a room by myself, misses air on the door like this, trying to hear what's going on. He's like, "Would like you to be a part of the Six Nations campaign," and I was literally speechless. Didn't really say anything. He's like, "Are you there? Are you there?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Sorry, Steve, I'm here, mate. I'm here. Thank you so much. You don't know what this means." And he's like, "All good. I've got a lot of phone calls to make, so I'll leave you to make yours as well." And so just hang up, open the door. Tessa just jumps in. We start jumping around, jumping around, celebrating, and then jump on the phone, man. And start telling your parents and stuff like that. It's Rossi, you've experienced this, like being able to share that you're going to be playing. Like being in an international squad with your parents is like a profound sense of like it's a profound sense of like self-achievement, but also it feels like you're giving something back to your parents, because they've poured, you know, at the time, what was it, 25 years of their life into me. So being able to call my mum and call my dad and tell them that, you know, their son was going to be part of the England Six Nations squad was so special to me. And Rossi, that was your first season as well. I'm sure you were the same.
No, saying exactly the same feeling. Just being able to, you really want to make your parents proud at the end of the day when they've given up a lot of their lives to raise you and turn you into the person that you are today. So to be able to, like you said, give back and make them proud is it's an amazing, it's an indescribable sort of feeling.
Yeah.
So fast forward to your first cap. It was against Italy, I believe. Thank you, Batch. 2024 Six Nations, England versus Italy, first game. Talk me through lead up to the game, like nerves wise, like pressure wise. Yeah, how did you navigate that?
I was again probably dealing with imposter syndrome. I was like this Kiwi born Englishman, an English side.
Yeah, you don't even sound English.
Yeah, I don't even sound English.
You don't even sound Italian either. So what the hell's going on here?
There's again, you're surrounded by amazing players, and you're getting your opportunity. I think something that helped the ease was there was like a little jersey presentation the night before, and there was videos of everyone, my close family and stuff like that. Friends from here in Exeter got, Josh Scott sent in a video and stuff like that, just saying, they were proud of me and just go out there and be yourself. So I think like that first game, again, Jimmy gets on there and just has the whole room in stitches. Just goes, you're going to have to bleep the word out. He's like, he just goes, proud of you, bro. The whole family is. Go hit some cunts tomorrow, and like, the whole room just erupts in laughter, and I'm just sitting there bawling my eyes out. My kids have been up there, who's like massive wife for me now, obviously, and this that huge moment. So I think like all the emotions kind of got flushed out that night and the night before the game, and then I just got to focus on the rugby the next day.
Yeah.
Then something special happened pre-game as well. I was running out to warm up, and I'm doing my normal warm up. I do a half lap of the pitch, and I'm coming back to the end of my half lap, and I see a lady in sunglasses standing down at the bottom of the staircase, and I was like, man, that lady looks familiar. There's no way there's an Italian that looks exactly like my mum in the crowd. So I stopped my half lap, and I start walking, and it's mum. She just waves out to me, blows me a kiss. And
did she surprise you then? Or
yeah, I had no idea that was happening.
Wow.
Something that she and Tessa had teed up. So that was unbelievably special. And yeah, the whole day, the man of the match award as well. Is the first time I'd got one. And
ever.
Wow,
you'd want to do it in your first cap, wouldn't you?
So like, it was all just a crazy special day that like, a week. Actually, that can't even be put into words. And then the rest of the campaign, I probably just stopped being myself after that game.
Okay,
I sort of let myself down in that respect. I just clouded my head with things that didn't need to be in there, and then just failed to deliver in terms of like rugby wise, I think. And we didn't have. I think we just beat. I got a yellow card against Wales, pulling them all down, and after that, the imposter syndrome like was through the roof.
Really,
and,
on the biggest stage as well.
Yeah, on the biggest stage. And it's like my first card I'd had in a while, and I really struggled with that. It all just like spiraled again. And so I wasn't quite myself for a while after that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I feel like I'm back.
Sick.
We are back.
So you've earned 4 caps now.
Yeah.
The desire is to get more, right?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So as you said, we are back. Is
I
that the focus for this season for you?
Yeah, I think not to prove it to anyone else, but to prove it to myself that I can get back in there. It wasn't just a one-time fluke.
Yeah.
I did that campaign, played 4 games, went on the summer tour. Didn't get to play at all, but again, felt like I was training well enough to. So for me, it goes back to being it's that personal challenge again. But it's me against me. Go get the jersey. Yeah, I do want to get back into it. Like I said, just to prove to myself that it wasn't just a one-time fluke. Like I didn't just get lucky. I did it because I can do it. Yeah.
Well, I personally believe you can do it because everything that you've put your mind to, that you've set yourself as a goal, you've achieved in your career. And as your teammate, like it's special sharing the pitch with you. I don't know whether Ross can agree with me on that. Probably
Appreciate
not.
that, bro. You gassed me up this whole time.
So yeah, I want to say just like a massive thank you for being our first guest. Like,
thank you. It's been great.
It's huge for us to have you on here. Yeah,
I've enjoyed it.
It's been fun. We've gone through
fun. It's been
going through the rocket journey.
Yeah, the rocket. Yeah, seeing how the rocket's going. No, it's been good, lads.
But just before we close off, I just want one more thing from you. So your story, as I said, has so many ups and downs. You've had to show a crazy amount of resilience. What's the one lesson that you'd want a young, aspiring rugby player to take away from your story?
Don't limit yourself. Don't let other people limit you. And don't bullshit yourself either. Your goal is to be an international rugby player and you're not the hardest worker in the room. You're bullshitting yourself. So, those 3 things. Don't let other people set your limits. don't set any limits yourself, or if you do set a limit, make sure it's the stars. You know what I mean? And yeah, don't lie to yourself. Keep yourself honest.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
thank you, bro.
guys.
Thank you so much.